Well, folks, it looks like the 2024 presidential race is already heating up. And you know what they say about American politics? It's all about the Benjamins. That's right, we're talking about fundraising, and in this department, Donald Trump is off to an early lead against Joe Biden. Now, some people might say it's too early to be worried about money. After all, the election is still a while away. But you try telling that to the campaigns. They're out there hustling for every last dollar, and for good reason. Because in American politics, money talks. It buys you airtime, staff, and most importantly, the ability to get your message out to the voters. So, while we can all agree that fundraising isn't the only thing that matters in an election, it sure does play a big role. And right now, Trump is winning that game.
Section 4. Experts weigh in. Does money equal victory? So the big question is, does all this money actually translate into votes? Well, the experts are divided on that one. Some argue that money is absolutely essential for winning elections, especially in the modern era of expensive TV ads and sophisticated digital campaigns. They point out that candidates with more money are able to reach more voters, get their message out more effectively, and ultimately win more elections. But others argue that money isn't everything. They say that voters care more about issues, character, and leadership than they do about how much money a candidate has raised. They point to examples of candidates who have overcome significant financial disadvantages to win elections because they were able to connect with voters on a deeper level. So, who's right? Well, the answer is probably somewhere in between. Money matters, there's no doubt about that.
Section 5. Ad wars and outreach, the high cost of reaching voters. Let's be real, folks, running for president is expensive. We're talking Super Bowl commercial level expensive. You got to get your face out there, and that means TV ads, online ads, billboards, you name it. And all that advertising costs a pretty penny. Then there's the whole ground game, hiring staff in all 50 states, organizing rallies and events, knocking on doors, making phone calls. It's a massive undertaking, and it takes a lot of money to make it all happen. So, yeah, fundraising is a big deal in American politics. The more money you have, the more voters you can reach, the more persuasive your message can be, and the better your chances of winning.
Section 6. The power of the purse. Billionaire donors and their influence. Now, let's talk about those billionaire donors for a second. These are the folks who can write a check for $1 million and not even blink. They wield a lot of power in American politics, and their influence is only growing. Some people argue that this is a good thing. They say that wealthy donors are simply exercising their right to free speech, and that they have just as much right to support the candidates and causes they believe in as anyone else. But others worry that this concentration of wealth and power in the hands of a few is undermining our democracy. They argue that when a handful of billionaires can bankroll entire campaigns, it gives them an outsized influence on our elections and our government. And that's a scary thought, no matter what side of the aisle you're on.
Section 7. The 2024 finish line, a tight race fueled by big money. So what does all this mean for the 2024 election? Well, it's still too early to say for sure, but one thing is clear. It's going to be a close race, and money is going to play a major role. Trump is off to a strong start in the fundraising game, but Biden has proven that he can raise money too. The real question is whether Biden can build on his grassroots support and close the fundraising gap with Trump. If he can, he'll be in a much stronger position to compete in 2024. But if Trump continues to outraise him, it could be an uphill battle for the Democrats. One thing's for sure, though, this is going to be one heck of a show. So buckle up, America, because the 2024 election is already shaping up to be a wild ride.